Want to bring in our colleague, Assistant Chief Engineer Ryan McDonald, who is also a pilot and is familiar with Houston Executive Airport. Ryan, if you would, kind of walk us through, based on what you've seen, the video that you've seen of that plane, what's a likely scenario in terms of what could have possibly went wrong here?
There's a lot that could have gone wrong. We'll definitely find out what actually happened once the investigation is complete. But just looking at what I've seen so far across this morning, it appears to me that, the plane was ready to go. They started their takeoff run, and then for whatever reason, it obviously wasn't able to become airborne. If I had to guess, I would probably be looking at control surfaces to find out, did the elevator and the plane work? That's that section of the back that, causes the tail to push down, the nose to go up. That's something investigators will definitely be looking at. It could have been a number of things. If I had to guess, I'm thinking this is looking more and more like some type of mechanical failure. But we went over this morning what the most likely activities on the plane would have been, and that would have been the pilot, assessing that he doesn't have the energy he needs and the ability to get the plane airborne. And at that point, he really only had one option. That was to slow the plane down, bleed off all that energy, use up as much runway as he had left, and he was able to get rid of a lot of that energy before he ran out of runway. Fortunately, Houston Executive Airport is in a very rural part of town. The north end, which is the end they were departing from, lots of fields out there, no homes, no businesses, nothing like that. So he had some softer options out there. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you've seen in this video, there's a big ditch or a rut out there that he would have had to gone across. And it looks to me, just as a bystander looking at the overhead aerial video we've got, it looks like he tried to veer away over some trees. It looks like the majority of the aircraft got around them. Maybe that left wing didn't. For viewers at home, there's a lot of fuel in those wings. And if that wing would have collided with that tree, it could have ruptured there. That fuel could have come out, and maybe that's how this fire started. But it really looks like he did a good job. Based on skid marks you're seeing now, he was really trying to get rid of a lot of that energy, get that speed down. And that, coupled with his training and the fact that they really had a lucky streak there with nothing really out in front of them other than some trees, everybody was able to walk away. So that's great. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, without a doubt, Ryan. And speaking of the folks getting off of the plane safely, I'm curious if you're familiar with that type of MD-80 plane, with the folks getting off of the plane safely. Would it have been difficult for them to do that?
It really all depends on how the plane came to rest. In this case, it looks like it was flat on terrain, so that's great. The plane does have more than one exit. I'm not going to say that I know where they all are. This plane, just generalities, I'm familiar with it. This is not a plane that I fly. But there is more than one way to get off the plane. I'm nearly positive of that. In that case, they would have chosen the one, that didn't look scary, the one that didn't have flames, smoke, that kind of thing. So they were really fortunate in this respect that they were able to deplane safely. It may have been the case that that fire started after they got off. At this point, we really don't know. Again, I'm happy that there was an exit plan for them.
Yeah, we heard from those authorities at the scene. They said, hey, this is the best outcome we could have hoped for. And as first responders, this was truly an awesome feeling. Ryan McDonald, Assistant Chief Engineer, who is also a pilot and familiar with Houston Executive Airport. We appreciate your insight this afternoon.
We certainly do.